It's a special privilege and honor to be here because PSL has been very close to me. It was a make or break challenge which I accepted nearly a decade ago. Even though at that time, as the minutes of that very famous meeting in the PCB board will testify, the board was not in favor of PSL. Their argument was that two previous chairmen had tried to launch PSL and failed and wasted a lot of money, and they felt that it couldn't be done. There were various reasons for it. I was adamant, I thought it could be done. Anyway, to cut a long story short, they said, we'll give you $300,000 to hold it. That's the total amount of money we'll give you. And whereas our calculations were at least 10 times as much. I will write about this one day because it merits being written about. There were many obstacles. But I'll cross over to the critical areas. One critical area was finding the buyers for our teams. And we had a budget which was about $15 million. We could barely scrape through with 7 or 8, I think. And at that stage, we thought we'd have 6 teams. And then we found that there weren't enough bidders for 6 teams. There were only 5 bidders. And there was going to be no competition amongst the bidders. And amongst the first people to hold my hand was Atif here. He said to me, and I become emotional when I think of it. He said to me, Najam bhai, jo aap kahenge hum denge, aap hi kaam kare. And he gave me $2.5 million. Even though at that time there weren't bidders for even $1.5 million. And that's how, brick by brick, we got everybody else to pitch in, and we created a small kitty of about $6 or $7 million. And there was a gap of about 7 or 8. And that's another story how we ended up finally filling that gap. So it's been a very tough situation. And then there was terrorism in Pakistan. We were racked by bombs and explosions, and no one was prepared to come to Pakistan. That is why no foreign team had ever come to Pakistan, certainly not for the last 7 or 8, 9 years. And everybody said, how can we have PSL if it's not in Pakistan? And no foreign players will come to Pakistan. And that was the second hurdle we had to cross, which we did. We had the first PSL in Dubai, and then the second one we brought the final to Lahore, and so on and so forth, and step by step we encouraged. I went to all the capitals of the cricketing world and I encouraged their teams to come to Pakistan. I interacted with the military authorities to provide security. I persuaded Nawaz Sharif Saab and Shahbaz Sharif Saab to lend us a hand, and so on and so forth. And today you see the fruits of that labor. And in particular, the fact that my favorite team, Lahore Qalandars, has been now finally on a winning streak. And I remember when Atif told me that he was going to keep the name Lahore Qalandars, I thought, I don't like it. Us Punjabis are warriors. We need to have a warlike name. And he said, no, the other tradition is our Sufi tradition. Yes. And that is the tradition we want to encourage. And it was a very philosophical moment. And I had to defer to him. And today he has proved, and so has Sameem, that they were right. Lahore Qalandars is now on top of the charts, and Lahore Qalandars is a household name. And every time I meet him, I tell him, where is my t-shirt? And every year he sends me a t-shirt which is one size too small. And I have to remind him that I need an extra size. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a long and profitable journey, and a marvelous journey with lots of ups and downs. But finally, Lahore Qalandars is winning, and we are all very proud of that. And I hope and pray that this is going to be a long winning streak. As you know, we Punjabis tend to be a little nationalistic, and so therefore, although in theory, let the best team win, my heart secretly is always with